Well, masks are certainly the new norm. We've been wearing them for a while now, and if you're still unsure how to handle certain situations, or you just need a refresher on mask etiquette, Mr. Manners is here to help.
Well, it seems that everyone is wearing a mask lately, but are there certain manners and proper etiquette you should follow? Well, we turn to Mr. Manners himself to get the rundown on mask manners. Welcome back.
Good morning, Michaela. So great to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too. I know a little different, but I love that we are tackling a big topic at hand. So let's jump right in. Like I said, everyone's wearing masks, or at least hopefully wearing masks, which brings up my first point of how do you kindly ask someone to put their mask on, or if they're maybe wearing it under their nose, how do you go about, telling them, please wear it?
Yes, and Michaela, as you know, so I'm based in New York City. I live in Manhattan. And what's really been terrific for me is witnessing the way most New Yorkers really, you put on your shoes, you put on your mask, you don't even think about it. So it's not something I encounter so much in New York City, but as we know, there are varying levels of belief in the importance or not of wearing a mask, depending on where you might be or what your background might be. I think we need to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe a mask just slid and someone was not aware. I also think there may be times where it's not your role to engage in this particular situation. So is it someone you're going to be spending a lot of time with? You're going to be spending 20 minutes together? Or is this a passing person in the supermarket and you're in the yogurt aisle? I think for that individual, probably not worth it to get into a major blowout conversation about it. But for people who are friends, family, someone you're going to be spending a bit of time with, I would simply say, you probably don't even realize looks like your mask slipped. Or if someone's simply not wearing a mask, I would always carry at least a couple of extras yourself that you can offer to others so that if they say, I left mine at home, say, not to worry, I've got an extra and you can have it, one of the disposable masks. I think there's a nice way of doing it, but the key really is give people the benefit of the doubt that they want to do the right thing, but that for whatever reason, maybe they dropped their mask and they had to toss it out because it was dirty. So give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't engage in a negative way.
When we were talking prior to this, just kind of setting up this interview here, you mentioned that someone might make fun of another for wearing the mask. How do you handle that situation?
Yeah, so this actually did happen to me. I was wearing a mask at a somewhat large gathering, and it was indoors. And I felt it was really important to wear a mask. And someone came up to me, and we were having a conversation and said, I can't hear you with that mask on. Would you just take that stupid mask off? And I thought, wow. So I smiled and I made light of it and I kept the mask on. And the thing is, we all know, most of us know about mask is it's for my safety as well as other people's safety. So you're taking into account the health and well-being of the person opposite you in the same way that you are about yourself.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned wearing a mask in different scenarios. Dining is one of those that you do have to take the mask off while you're eating or drinking. What do you do with that mask?
Yeah, this is a great one, Michaela. So, hallelujah that restaurants are at least in some measure able to welcome us back, even with a reduced capacity, or maybe we're sitting outside. But I recommend keeping that mask on when you're interacting with the server, who most likely has the mask on the entire time.
Right.
Of course, anytime you get up from the table to use the restroom, when you are seated at the table with your dining companions, don't put your dirty mask on the table. So in the same way that I always say, please don't put your cell phone on the table, which is also dirty, and we're tempted to look at the cell phone, the mask on the table is wrong. So put it in a bag if you've got a handbag, put it in a pocket if you've got a pocket. Maybe you even want to have just a little special dedicated satchel for it that you stick it in and stow that away. But we don't want to be looking at that mask, and we don't want the germs on the table while we're eating.
That's a great point. You don't want to spread it further. And before we let you go, I know not everyone's hopping on a plane, but many people still are. They've got their masks on. If a passenger happens to take their mask off next to you, how do you address that?
Yeah, so this may be for a variety of reasons. They may be eating, and most of the airlines are allowing people to remove their masks or lower their masks while they're eating or drinking. But if this is someone who simply feels the mask is stifling and uncomfortable, I would do one of two things. If this looks like someone who's relatively reasonable, and again, the mask is maybe just slid, I'd offer a gentle reminder. If this looks like it's going to be a major battle, I would not engage. You're going to be seated next to this individual for perhaps 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah.
I would get up as if you're using the restrooms, have a nice word with the flight attendant, and ask the flight attendant to take care of it, because this is not a battle you are going to win on an airplane ride, when many people are feeling anxious already because of the current situation of being on a plane. So they're the professionals, let them handle it, and then perhaps they can reseat you, which would be the best case scenario of all.
Perfect. Get a little help in that case. All right. Well, Thomas, thank you so much for joining us. And remember to mask up.